Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone, we are group 6 of 3B class and today we are going to explain about nouns. Before we start, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Yulia Anindita Pratiwi and my friend Putu Ninda Anggriani. So what are we going to explain? First, the definition of nouns. Second, type of nouns. Third, the function of nouns. And the last, agreement between subject and verb. What is nouns? A noun is a word that is used to identify or classify a person, like George Washington, place, like factory, object, trains, animal, cat, or idea, kindness. A noun can be singular, one, or plural, many. Types of nouns. First, concrete and abstract nouns. Second, countable and uncountable nouns. Third, common and proper nouns. Fourth, collective nouns. And the last, compound nouns. First, concrete and abstract nouns. Based on their shape, nouns are divided into two, namely A. Concrete noun. Concrete nouns are nouns that can be observed by the five senses, so that it is concrete or refers to an object directly. As mentioned above, example like book, eraser, bottles, flower, chair, classroom, star, moon, fire, wine, and etc. B. Abstract noun. Abstract nouns are nouns that are not observed by the five senses. In other words, this noun is abstract or has a material concept. Nouns of this type are usually marked with the suffix "-s", "-h", "-ens", "-nc", "-ion", "-xian", "-xian", "dom", "hood", "ice", "isle", "ment", "nest", "ship", "it", and "t". Example: happiness, emergency, falsehood, freedom, communism, motivation, affection, idea, love, spirit, life, time, age, and etc. Second, countable and uncountable nouns. Based on whether or not they can be counted, nouns are grouped into two, namely A. Countable noun. Countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. The characteristics of these nouns are: first, can be followed by a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Second, can be followed by articles a and un in the singular, and the third can be added to the suffix s and as in the plural. Example: first, house. A house, one house, three houses. Second, dictionary. A dictionary, one dictionary, four dictionaries. B. Uncountable noun. Uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted. The characteristics are the opposite of countable nouns, namely, first, cannot be followed by a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Second, cannot be followed by articles a and an, or no singular form. And the third cannot be added as and as, no plural form. Example: water, sugar, oil, salt, and etc. You cannot say one water, two water, three water, because water is not countable. Third, common and proper nouns. The division of nouns into common and proper nouns refers to whether a noun is a name, specific, or not general. A. Common noun. Common nouns are nouns that refer to things that are still common, so that the writing does not use capital letters, unless it starts a sentence or title. Example: person, city, country, month, restaurant, park, hall, phone. And B. Proper noun. Proper nouns are hyponyms of common nouns, so the reference is more specific than common nouns. This type of nouns is usually recognized in the form of the name of a thing, like person, thing, places, and etc. And generally, writing requires capital letters unless lowercase has been specified as part of the name. Example, John, Semarang, Indonesia, July, Bernard Steakhouse, Greenwich, Park, iPhone. 4. Collective nouns. Collective nouns are nouns that indicate the existence of a combination, be it people, places, or things. Example, army, audience, class, club, committee, congress, crowd, family, government, group, jury, organization, pair, public, staff, and team. Collective nouns can be pluralized. Notice the example below. A pair of sandals, 2 pairs of sandals, or 2 pairs of slippers. The last is compound noun. Sometimes 2 or 3 nouns appear together or even with other parts of speech and create idiomatic compound nouns. Idiomatic means that those nouns behave as a unit and to a lesser or greater degree amount to more than the sum of their parts. Example, six-pack, 5 years old, son-in-law, snowball, mailbox, and etc. So the presentation will be continued by my friend Ninda Anggriani.
Function of noun. Number 1. Direct and indirect object. Number 2. Subject of verb. Number 3. Subject and object complement. Number 4. Object of proposition. Direct and indirect object have the purpose of answering question in the form of whom and what after the action verb in a transitive sentence, in contrast to the indirect object, which serve to answer the question for what or to whom. Subject of verb. In a sentence, a noun or noun will function as the subject if it is in front of the verb. Nouns that function as subject can be accompanied by determinants and the, but they may not. Subject and object complement. The next English noun function is subject and object complement. Subject complement is a complement that refers to the subject in a sentence. This complement is usually in the form of a noun or noun which is placed after the linking verb. Meanwhile, object complement is almost the same as subject complement. Object of preposition. One of the important functions of a noun or noun is to state a place. Usually, we need a preposition to describe a place. Preposition or prepositions such as on, in, at, the following is an example of an object of preposition. Agreement between subject and verb 3. Singular or plural noun. A few nouns can be only as singular or as plural. Always singular. Some nouns are always singular, even though there and in as and look plural. They must take a singular verb, for example, economic, math, physics, grammatic, aerobic, news, and number 1, math was my worst subject at school. Number 2, the news is not good. Always plural. Some nouns have only plural form and always take a plural verb. For example, glasses, scissors, trousers, shirt, belongs, goods. Number 1. My new sunglasses are missing. Number 2. The goods have already been shipped. Number 2. When a measurement is being described in a sentence, that quality takes a singular verb form. In such cases, the entire quality is thought of as a single entity that should be considered together, not separately. See the following example in which the entire sample was added or tested at a single time. In total, 10 grams of tissue was tested. Number 2. Find milliliter of solvent was added to the mixture. Not 5 milliliter were added. Amount of money, length of time, unit of measurement, and fraction require a singular verb. Example: 16 hours is a long time to travel. 5,000 persons is too much for a daily allowance of students. 3 forks is enough. Here the exercise. I hope you could answer it on the comment section below. That's all our presentation for today, and thank you for watching this video. Om Santi 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 Om.